And she said, she pulled herself back and she said, take it up. I don't want it. Pick it up and hand it to me. And what did he say to her? Boy, you have changed. So the practice of meditation, that is something that a lot of people are challenged with, because that's what it is. So good morning, beautiful souls. Take a moment right now. You know we have to do our little exercise. Did you do it this morning? That rum drink so yum. I know I should make some one of these days. I usually made it in the summer. So here we are. No planning, no fixing, no performing. Just you in this breath, in this moment. Take a moment right now to simply be here. You know, like when you come and you notice Yuko has never stopped it. She goes, here you are. And if you say that, your breath stops because you're absorbing who it is. You go, here you are. And it's like you're taking that person in. And if the person is someone that has always been on the morning blessing, they know what it means. Because that is something we started on Facebook more than 8 years ago. And it was, here you are. And that opens your mouth and you bring that person in. Can you imagine you're meeting your friend at the subway or somewhere and you go, oh, here you are? That is such a greeting instead of hello. So that's what we always did on the morning blessing. So your breath is it. Here you are, I'm breathing. So you take it in for 4, hold it for 4, release it in 7. I do 4, 7, 10. So there's 4, then there's 3, and then 7, 3, 10. So you keep adding to that, right? So it is important to do it in the morning. We do it on the morning blessings to let you practice it and learn to do it. It gives you a lot of energy when you empty, and when you breathe in and you empty. And it's a form of exercise when you're doing those breaths. It really is. So let us look at what we have today. Our topic for today, it is within the practice of meditation that full human beings are developed. A long title. But it's when you meditate that you actually develop as a full human being. And meditation, again, does not have to only be sitting in a lotus position at all. Meditation means that you are sitting, you're standing, you're lying flat, you're going for a walk. You can do that. Because meditation means connecting with breath, connecting with life, connecting to that simple thing that will give you an inspiration that will knock at the door of your heart and say, here you are. And sometimes we ignore these inspirations. Sometimes we do not see these inspirations as important. They're simple, they're quick. They arrive in the nick of time. They arrive in the nick of time. Why? Because they only have this time to let you know, hey. And that's what a meditation lets you happen to you as you go through life. It is within the practice of meditation that full human beings are developed. It is within the practice of meditation that we are developed. So today, let us go inward. We're talking about something ancient, sacred, and powerful. Now, going to a Catholic school, right, with nuns that were in habits, and their rosary beads. And you would see them walking through the grounds of the school, the convent, the school, and they would be just walking and praying. And you saw that they were meditating. They were using the rosary as their as their mantra. And they were just going through. And they did that. No, I'm not telling you every nun was absolutely perfect, kind, generous, and sweet. No, I'm not telling you that. Some of them were harsh, and they had attitude, and they maybe were angry at whatever. They were predominantly white, so there was certainly racism, even if you paid to go there. But the form of it is to have observed the stillness in the walking through this. So you can do a walking meditation. It's up to you, though. to decide what is meditation for you. And we have to be sure that we understand that meditation is not talking, not doing it. We meditate every day. Yes, you do. You know how you meditate every day? When you constantly think of the same thing, good or bad, over and over and over again, and you do not let it go. That is meditation. So when you say to me, Tessa-Marie, I can't meditate, I do not know how to meditate. You see, one of the things I know for sure in all my young days, young life, I'm really young, is that we do not need to know the how of anything. We need to know why we're doing it, what we're doing and why, or what we desire to do and why. The how is a different letter to begin. So it has nothing to do with us. Our job is to decide what we are going to do and why we are going to do it. Why are you suffering and being challenged? Because I need to succeed. Why are you taking the abuse? Because I think it would be better, right? So your why. But the how to do something is none of our business. We have to learn what we want. And the how will come through, and it always comes through silence and stillness in meditation. And nowadays they call it an aha moment. So if we're looking to do something, our job is to say, I desire to meditate. And why? Because I want to experience stillness and calmness in my life, even for 10 minutes. If you're looking for someone to be a speaker at any of your events that you're planning, get in touch with me. My email address is right here. And you can contact me, and I would love to give you more about making life choices to you or any of the topic on living a fulfilled life. Have a great day. So when someone says to you that when they are meditating, all they do is feel the breath going in and out, that's not all. And that's not true. You do feel your breath going in and out, but your mind will wander. It has to wander because it's untamed, and it's not really shouldn't be tamed that way. But we should observe it and go back to the breath. Observe it and hook up to the mantra. Observe it and go back to right? That is meditation. But the discipline of doing it is deciding to do it every day or once a week, whatever. And it doesn't have to be for 35 minutes. A weird time. I do it for 35 minutes every morning. But I have a plan. So I wake up earlier so I can get to it by 4:35. I'm done with it at this time. Then I exercise for 35 minutes. This is what wakes me up. Besides some qigong and besides some other little things that I do, in exercise, I am never on the floor when I do that type of exercise, but I stretch every limb of my body. And when I am meditating, I stretch my mind to connect, come back to breath. Come back to breath. And each of the comebacks in the beginning will last 10 seconds. So come back to breath. 10 seconds, 5 seconds. So it's not actually only connecting to breathing and acknowledging your breathing. Is the sitting down, is this stopping, is this determination to flow with walking meditation. So a pilgrimage is not when you get to the place that you want to see. Methodology and Lourdes and all the other Fatima, all these other places, or anywhere else, to go to Mecca, to say I need to go to Jerusalem, wherever, to go to Japan, to the Buddhist areas and to see the monks. The preparation is long to get to these places, to all of them. But when we get there, the time is so short. You see what I mean? And yet, it's a pilgrimage to plan a vacation. The planning, the process is long. The time spent on the vacation is a lot shorter than the time it took for you to get there and plan it for a year. All the hours and minutes you spent getting things ready to go. So that's what John said, self-care is so important. Meditation is self-care. I'm all out of whack because I didn't wake up as early. I don't like having to compromise myself. My self-help time, I'm now missing out on today. That's exactly how I feel. When my body tricks me into saying, you do not have to wake up early, it's Saturday, it takes me 3 times longer to get my mojo going. 3 times longer for me to function. So, you see what I mean? Getting up early and doing what you're doing, if it gives you that, and that is a meditation, that is a system, that is a balance, that is a time. Meditation is not only just sitting in stillness, it could be sitting and sipping on your coffee. And how does it make you feel after? The day you don't sit and sip on your tea, how do you feel? The day that somebody wakes you up and you're rushing, how do you feel? It seems like you're going backwards, even when you're rushing in that traffic. That's not my normal traffic. I'm a half an hour late. I'm an hour late. And so I am stuck in the waves, in somebody's wind. It's not my wind. My wind was at 6 o'clock and now it's 7 and I'm attempting to do things and I'm hitting my head in the door going into the kitchen. I forgot where the light switch, that is it. So meditation is where human beings are developed. That's where we get it. My parents used to say, my mom specifically, just go to your room and get to know yourself. She always did that to us. Go to your rooms. You go to your room and get to know yourself. You were by yourself. There were 8 of us, but she decided we had to go to know ourselves. You know, even having to put my hair in a ponytail because I don't have time to wash it and dry it. Yeah, it's not your time. Your train left the station and you're running to catch a moving train, and on the way you can trip and fall and everything. That's what happens when you break from your pattern, especially your morning routine. Meditation does not have to be long. Meditation just has to be done. Because the more you spend time with you, the bigger and better a human being you develop yourself to be, for you, not for others. That's what happens. You become that magnificent human being that is at ease with self. And it's really nice to be at ease with self. When you take meditation for 5 minutes, do not ignore it. It is not bad to meditate for a short time. And it's not bad to meditate and your mind wander. It's doing it. Just attempting. When I leave Scarborough to drive into the city, to go to St. Michael's Cathedral and spend 20 minutes there, it takes me 45 minutes to get there if I'm driving. And all the way down there, I have one location, one point, St. Michael's Cathedral to get to. That's it. That's the pilgrimage. That is what matters. When you get there, the pilgrimage is over. So you see, it's not just saying I can meditate, it's getting into the form to meditate. From last night in your nighttime practice, I'm going to get up and a little earlier so I can sit for 10 minutes and see if I can meditate with my breath. And I'm telling you, it's going to be extremely, extremely challenging. Whether you've done it before or you're doing it for the first time. Because when I meditate, I sit in the morning. It's a sitting meditation. Feet firmly on the ground, legs just shoulder width apart. You have to figure out what to do with this. The hand. You need to make yourself comfortable. You do not have to have a poker straight back, a stick hole in your back. If you'd like and you can do that, great. But if you can sit in the lotus position on the floor, even greater. But if you are beginning, go slow so you do not get disappointed. Do not expect anything from meditation. That's another mistake we all make. Do not expect that you're going to have breakthroughs, because you see, it is within the practice of meditation that full human beings are developed. No, not hurried beings, not fractured beings, not survival mode beings, but whole grown, calm, divinely aware beings. This is what is happening. What is meditation really? I told you a lot about it. Meditation is not just sitting cross-legged in silence. It is the daily decision to return to self. It is in the act of observing your thoughts without judging them. It is the bold declaration, I choose presence over pressure. I choose awareness over anxiety. I choose stillness over the storm. Meditation is your return to wholeness. It is the path that reminds you are not your to-do list. You are not your past. You are not your pain. You are the observer, the witness, the light within. You guys have heard that from me many, many times. Do not tell me you have a bad knee. You are not a bad knee. Do not say, well, my blood pressure. You are not your blood pressure. When I had my surgery, you are not the surgery. When I was pregnant and this happened. No, you're not any of that. You are more than that. When I had little kids, no. When this, I have, my migraine is back. No, you're not your migraine. Stop claiming things that came into your life. And my blood pressure, and the doctor said, and my blood this. Just use it. If you have to reference it, when I had this surgery, when this came, when the pressure goes up, when the blood is this, it's not you. You are deeper than that. You are bigger than that. You're internally in that, but you're not it. Becoming a true human being. We live in a world filled with human doings. But meditation shapes us into human being because we are being. Through meditation, you become more compassionate. You become more aware. You become more grounded, more generous to yourself. Can you believe that? I'm talking about generosity, and I'm not saying to everybody else. More generous to yourself. More present. The ability to say, not today, no, I can't, I'm unable to. The more clear-minded. You can choose. Meditation chisels away. A chisel, the carpenter, people, my dad used to have them. The meditation chisels away the noise, the distraction, the expectation, and reveals the divine self beneath. Not perfect, but present. Not flawless, but fully real. When you discover you have to remember one thing. When you get that glow of meditation that is flowing inside out, you're going to realize you are rocking that boat of others. Your mere presence, that thing, that stillness, that calmness, that fullness is in there. That is disturbing to people. So do not believe because you've been clear-minded, you're more grounded, you're more aware that you deserve a rest, that you have more compassionate, that everybody's going to like you. They're going to go, what is wrong with you? Why are you so woo? Because you're just letting it all flow. You're doing what we talked about yesterday. You're letting go. So meditation is not perfect, but it makes you present. It forces you. For that second, you are present. If you ask somebody, what did you eat? They're going to give you, I don't know. They weren't even present when they were chewing food for survival, for health. It's through practice, not perfection, that the full human being emerges. You're not looking for perfection. You're not going to be a better person, but you're going to be the real person, the true person that you were born to be. So when we look at it through emotional prosperity, for example, meditation helps you witness without emotions, without drowning in them. I don't like it. I really don't want this. And you're not drowning into it. That's what meditation allows you to see. It's going to affect my emotion. I'm out of here. I'm letting it go. I'm choosing to say yes. I'm choosing to say no. It helps you witness emotions without drowning in what's going on. You respond with love instead of reacting from fear. You respond in a different way. If it's going that situation, person, circumstance of life is going to rattle you and get your emotions to do something you will regret or say something you cannot retract, it's going to help you to see the love in this situation. It will help you to see the true situation because the crack just showed up. Meditation creates space between thoughts. That's mental prosperity. Yeah, there's a space. Remember, I always talk about the gap. It's in the gap the miracles happen. I know you had a thought. You're sitting here in meditation and you had this thought that is just racking you. But then you realize, I shouldn't be thinking. I'm in meditation. The gap. Another thought picks up. The gap. You have to go in the gap. You keep going in the gap all the time. And the more you practice meditation, the longer your gap becomes. And it doesn't happen in a week. Don't 6 months. It mightn't happen for you in years. But you will feel good. 90 days and you start feeling good. Every day for 90 days. You can take a break though. But a break doesn't mean you stop for days. As you know, if you're going to sharpen the axe, you have to sharpen the damn axe because you won't cut trees. So you have to sharpen it. And to sharpen it, you must be consistent. And you don't have to do it for 35 minutes or an hour like some people do. You can do it for just the time that suits you, but do it. So if it means waking up 15 minutes earlier to do this, then it is something you should do. The thing is, you will not be able to pinpoint what is it that is making you feel so different. That will baffle you. You will never really figure out how I changed the channel of my inner chatter. You will never figure out. By doing that, it has led me to clarity, focus, and peace. You won't really know, but meditation is not what they make it be. They tell you it is. Because I don't think any one or two people have the same results from the meditation. You might feel tinkling in your body when you unlock that door. You might suddenly have an urge to do things you were scared of doing before. Meditation creates space in your mental between your thoughts, which leads to clarity, focus, and peace. You learn to change the channel of your inner chatter when you're in meditation. That's the gap. And then it comes again. You give it you look at it, and there's another gap. But it's in the gap you get this. Physically, meditation regulates your nervous system. It lowers stress, balances hormones, and improves your sleep. Because you're still. Because you're breathing. You're catching the breath as it comes. Not all of them, but catching some. You're almost feeling that you can, when you're in true meditation, your body becomes a non-body. You might experience that. It might just start with your hands. You might have your hand like this, or and then you feel as if, oh, what happened to my hand? It's almost like the flesh and bone disappear. That is the beginning of connecting to the true self. The body doesn't matter now. The body is disappearing. You are emerging. The new human being is being born right now. And that's when you will feel as if there is space between flesh for a second. And this, trust me, that's not going to last for an hour. It will maybe last for 2 seconds if you're lucky. And suddenly you do not have your body, or it will start with your hands or your feet, always most often the hand. And you will feel like it didn't exist for a second. And it's a sweet feeling, a really short, enjoyable feeling. Meditation regulates your nervous system because of that. It improves your sleep. Your body thrives when your mind is at ease. Your body thrives when your mind is swallowing something. Your body thrives. So meditation connects you, spiritual prosperity, to source. What is source? The thing that keeps you alive, your breath. It could be the God that you cannot see, that we believe exists, that creates heaven and earth and all of us. It could be the universe as you see it. But meditation connects us to our source. It's the doorway to divine wisdom, intuition, and deep inner peace. It is. That's where the human beings really develop, a being. And then Tessa-Marie, how does meditation affect financial prosperity? A calm mind makes wiser financial decisions. Meditation opens you to inspiration, alignment, and grounded choices. Just as you're going to point and click or tap, something will just say, do you have to? Do you really need it? It's breaking the old habit of just reacting to what the senses are seeing, feeling, tasting, touching, and hearing. Yes, that's why the 5 pillars ground you into having a fulfilled life, which you take it, you use them. That human being emerges from meditation, because now you know you do not have to meditate for an hour, but you just did all this work. You went grocery shopping, you came home, you put the groceries away, and now you can sit with a cup of tea and you can muse. That can be time for meditation. That can be time. No device, nothing. Eyes shut, cup of tea there, a deep breath, a connection to the breath, to letting go. You washed your hands, you have the tea now, and you're just sipping it slowly. And you're feeling your breath go in and out. So meditation is not about doing it right. It's about showing up. I showed up. The journey was leaving home and getting into the city 45 minutes later, only to spend 20 to 15 minutes in the church and go right back. That's a sort of meditation. That's a pilgrimage. Some days your mind will wander. Other days you'll feel total stillness. That's when the body opens up and leaves you, beginning with your hands or your feet. And that will only last a second. That will only last 2 seconds. When the entire body lets you see you, the naked you, the real you, the true you, 10 seconds. But man, you will feel good. You'll feel joy. So both are beautiful, both are necessary. Some days your mind will wander. You have to expect that. And other days you'll feel total stillness. Just like watering a plant, the fruit of meditation is not seen immediately. And it's not tangible though. You can't hold it. But over time, it transforms your entire being. Trust me, I know that. It does. I've been there, still going through it. The key is keep practicing meditation, even for 5 minutes a day. Even if you feel nothing is happening. Practice is the path. Repetition is the teacher. Stillness is the miracle. Becoming a lighthouse. When you meditate regularly, something powerful begins to happen. You become the calm in the chaos. You speak with kindness, not urgency. You act with intention, not reactivity. You do not react. You radiate stillness in a spinning world. You do not react instantly. Somebody push you, push them right back. Somebody hit them right. No, you wait. You always wait and let it fall. In the gap, you become the lighthouse, not because you're perfect, but because you are centered. That's because you found you. And you keep going back to get to know you. And after a while, what has happened to you will be the question you will hear. Why are you like that? A long, long time ago, Arita told me a story that she and her brother in the car, she had loaned him some money. And they're very close. But he hadn't seen the real Arita emerging, the new one. He didn't know her. And when, as all brothers do, he tossed the money into her lap, not in a bad way. And she said, she pulled herself back and she said, take it up. I don't want it. Pick it up and hand it to me. And what did he say to her? Boy, you have changed. But he picked it up and he handed it to her. So that's what meditation will do. You will know what to accept and what not to accept. You won't be rude, but you will ask for it properly. Others feel it. Children feel it. Your community feels it. And you begin to influence the world, not with noise, but with peace. People will say to you, I want what you have. What are you taking? What thoughts or emotion often pull me out of present? What is it? So today, ask yourself that question. Today, ask this question: where can I create just 5 minutes of space for meditation in my day? If you are on a treadmill like a hamster, because this is how life is right now, get up early. Lock yourself in the bathroom. Have the water running so they'll think you're busy and they won't come and knock on the door. I had to do that when I had little people in my life. Right? Find a way, because it's going to help you find your way. What would my life look like if I truly live from inner calm? Answer that. Journal on it. How can I use meditation to strengthen one of my 5 pillars this week? Choose one. How can I use meditation before I go shopping for grocery? All the sales are out there today. How can I do that? How can I use meditation on the final 5 minutes, the final financial prosperity? You put your hands on your knees, you take a deep breath, and you go financial prosperity. I need meditation on how to manage spending my money today. I need to meditate for 5 minutes on how to make good choices. And you shut up and you put the timer on and you sit there for 5 minutes. And every time your mind wanders off, see yourself making the choice you want in the gap. That's how you do it. So, our little imagination. Close your eyes because you're going to visualize. Imagine walking through a forest. The songs, the hush, the air is clean. There's no sound. The trees are swaying. You arrive at a quiet clearing, a sacred space. This is your sanctuary. You know that place. You sit, you breathe, you listen to the stillness, to your breath, to your heart. Are the birds out? You listen. No, they're not. There is nothing to fix, nothing to chase, just you and the moment. And in that presence, you are whole, you are complete. You do not need somebody to prop you up. You don't need anyone to tell you you're fine, you're beautiful, you're charming, you're great, you're spectacular. You already know that. You know you're wonderful. You know you're kind. So today, may you return to yourself in a little bit of meditation. May you slow down enough to remember that peace is your birthright. May meditation become your sacred pause, your gateway to strength, joy, clarity, and truth. And may you remember, you don't meditate to escape life. You meditate to become fully alive. Always remember that. when somebody says to you, why are you meditating? Remember I said you need to know what you're going to do so that you can get the why. I am going to meditate so that I become fully alive. Why do you meditate? So I come fully alive. The naysayer will say to you, oh, you just want to escape life and go through, hippie. Why don't you move to Vancouver or California? Right? I just want to be alive in the moment. I want to see moments as they happen. Have a great morning. It's Thursday and have a wonderful time, everybody.